back to our channel. You're probably wondering, why are we in the kitchen today? Well, I'm in the kitchen because cooking series is back. Yes, that's right, I haven't been in the kitchen for ages, but cooking series is back because I love cooking now, so yeah. Today we're going to be making Go Shorty Is Your Birthday Cake by Snoop Dogg's recipe. For this recipe you will need 2 cups of flour, 2 cups of sugar. This is going to be an extra sweet cake. Cocoa powder, baking soda, vegetable oil, salt, 3 eggs, vanilla extract, buttermilk, a teaspoon, a mixing bowl and any type of mixer. You can even use a whisk, but I'll be using an electric mixer. Let's get cooking. First we're going to be doing our dry ingredients and then we'll mix and then we'll add the wet. Let's start. So first I'm going to be starting with 2 cups of flour. You can use any flour, but normal flour will be fine. Wow. Now we're going to be adding this lovely 2 cups of sugar. Look at that beautiful sugar. This is going to be the sweetest cake in the world, but who doesn't love chocolate? I love chocolate. Now let's add our cocoa powder. You'll need half a cup of cocoa powder. So I'm going to be adding half of this. That is half of that. Look at this cocoa powder. Cookie fans, this smells and looks delicious. Oh, it's chocolate heaven. Now we're going to be adding a teaspoon of baking powder and baking soda. This looks about right. There we go. Now for the baking powder. Now we're using the baking soda and baking powder so the cake rises. Now for the baking powder. There we go. Now we're going to be mixing it. First I'm going to whisk it and then electric mixer and then we're going to add the wet ingredients. Let's get my whisk. Now that I've got my beautiful whisk that has a heart because I love baking, we're going to whisk it and then with the other lumps we're going to be electric mixing it. You can also use any mixer. Let's mix. Now that I've mixed all my dry ingredients, we're going to be now putting in our wet ingredients. Let's make some more space. Now let's add our vegetable oil. Now we're going to be adding our salt. Only a teaspoon of salt, we don't need too much. And now 3 eggs. We don't need to separate the yolk from the white this time because we're using the whole egg. Let me crack it a little bit more. There we go. Try not to get any shells in it. Number 2. The second egg is coming. There we go. And now the 3rd and last egg. There we go. Now let's mix it. Now we're going to be adding the buttermilk and vanilla extract and then I'm going to electric mix it. But first, let me wash my hands. Now that I've washed my hands, let's carry on. I'm going to be adding this whole cup of buttermilk by Sainsbury's. And this is a full cup of buttermilk. There we go. Now that I've added my buttermilk. I'm going to be adding the vanilla extract, and I've also added some hot water, a cup of hot water that was boiling me while I was getting my dry ingredients ready. And remember, make sure your parents help you with the hot water because it can be extremely hot. We're going to be now adding a teaspoon of vanilla extract. I need help opening this. Please open this for me. Mixing it so it doesn't get too cloudy. There we go. Now let's add a teaspoon of vanilla extract, not too much. And that's it. Now we're going to be closing it, and then we're adding the hot water, and then we're going to electric mix it. And then our batter's ready. Wow, time flies when you're cooking and having fun. Now let's add our hot water. Be extremely careful. If you need help with your parents, get that. Now I'm only going to be adding a little bit at a time. Okay. Now that's all of it. Now let's whisk it so it doesn't get too cloudy. There we go. Now let's add a teaspoon of vanilla extract, not too much. And that's it. Now we're going to be closing it, and then we're adding the hot water, and then we're going to electric mix it. And then our batter's ready. Wow, time flies when you're cooking and having fun. Now let's add our hot water. Be extremely careful. If you need help with your parents, get that. Now I'm only going to be adding a little bit at a time. Okay. Now that's all of it. Now let's whisk. Oh my goodness, Cookie fan, it smells and looks delicious. Look at the amazing batter. Look at it. It's so amazing. And I bet it tastes like that as well. Now we're going to be using an old school method. My grandma actually was using this. Instead of using parchment paper, she actually just buttered her pan with flour and some butter. So let me show you now. Let me put that to the side. And now we're going to be using our butter and flour. This is actually a 9-inch pan, 23 centimeters, and it's actually really round and it's beautiful. And you actually need 2 of these, so I have my one over there, the second one. Now let me show you the technique. You're going to take a butter like that. You don't need a lot. And we're just going to be greasing the pan, so we're just going to go round like that. And also the sides. Now let's take my tissue paper. You can use any paper. And now I'm going to be greasing the sides with it, so watch. We're just going to grease it. This spreads the butter evenly. And we can also do the bottom as well. Now we're going to put some flour in it and then tap out the excess. And we're not even going to use parchment paper. This is an old school recipe again. Okay, it's just... We only need a very little bit, very little. And now we're just going to, like, you know, spread the flour. Spread it really evenly. And now we're going to tap it out with the excess. Just like spread it on the sides as well. We don't want the cake to stick. Okay, now we're going to tap out the excess in a bowl. This is how it looks. We're going to do the exact same thing with my other pan. Again. We're going to now half the batter. That's why you needed 2 cups of sugar and 2 cups of flour, because we're going to half the batter and then we're going to put them in the oven. Oh, meanwhile you're halving your batter, remember to preheat the oven to 180 Celsius. And now let's halve the batter. Oh my god, it smells so good that I just want to taste it now. But I'm going to wait till it's baked. That looks delicious. Now I'm just going to take the rest of the batter because we don't want to leave any chocolate dream behind. No man's left behind. Now we're going to just scoop it. Baking tip is, in the middle of the cooking process, spin the pans around if your oven doesn't evenly bake. Now let's put the cakes in the oven. Open it. And then we're actually going to put both of them at the same time. There we go. And put your tray to the medium. The cakes are baking. We're going to be making the even more chocolate frosting. You will need 3 sticks of butter, half a cup of cocoa powder, so the rest of this, confectionate sugar, half a bowl, vanilla extract, a teaspoon, and whole milk, half a cup, and electric hand mixer, and a huge bowl. Now let's get frosting. First, we're going to be adding the 3 sticks of butter and half of this, which is half a cup, and then we're going to mix it. Let's do this. I'm so excited. There we go. Now let's add half a cup of cocoa powder. This is really quality cocoa powder, by the way, guys. Oh my goodness, so much cocoa powder. Ooh! A cocoa powder dream in it. Now we're going to first mix it with a whisk and a spatula, and then we're going to electric mix it. I'd recommend using a spatula when you're mixing it so you can scrape down the side and get every single bit. So I'll be back once I've got my spatula. So I've now got my spatula, and now we're going to just melt the butter even more so it's way easier for the electric mixer. And remember, once this is mixed, it might look good, but it's going to taste super bitter. That's why after we're going to add the sugar. I think that's enough. Now we're going to do the fun part, mixing it. Let's mix it. Let me just smush it, and let's do this. That was a lot of cocoa powder. Did you see how much it was? It got all over me. Let's carry on anyways. Baking is a messy job. Let me scrape down the sides. Every once in a while I will scrape down the sides because I don't want excess cocoa powder. Ingredients. So let me just mix up a little. And now let's add the confectionate sugar. All of that. Now we're going to add a teaspoon of vanilla extract, a teaspoon of that, and now we're going to add the whole milk. And then we're going to mix it, Mixing it, we are now going to, drumroll please, put it in the piping bag. Now I actually don't have a piping bag at home, so we're going to be experimenting and using just a clear reusable bag so you can see it from here. Piping bag, so I'm just going to do the exact same thing. You're going to put this like so, do it like a piping bag. Now we're going to put a frosting in here, and then we're going to cut the end after. Fingers crossed this one. She does it until the piping bag's full. I'm actually going to do this 2 more times because there's way more frosting. So let me show you. So you just bring it up like so. This frosting smells so good. We're going to now twist it. Yes, it is supposed to look like this. Yes, I know. It's going to get in the shape eventually. Now we're going to only cut the tip, but that's what we're going to do when the cakes are actually ready. So we don't want the frosting just pouring out of there yet. Now that one's done, let's put this to the side and we're going to do this 2 more times. See you once I've done that. So before you do this recipe, once you cook your cakes and they're ready, let them cool for 10 minutes. So I've done that, and I've also put my frosting in the fridge so they don't melt. And now we're going to do it. We're going to get to the decorating part. You can also add some chocolate chips and any decorations you want. On the picture they had chocolate icing and some candles. So that's what I'm going to be doing, but I'm also going to add my own touch, which is chocolate chips. Okay, first we're going to release the cake and then we're going to pipe it. So we're going to use that one for the bottom and then this one for the top. So there's a latch here and you pull it and then the bottom releases. There we go. And then you can put it back when you do this. Middle, so we're going to pipe it all around and then do the zigzag in the middle and then we're going to release this on top and then we're going to decorate all around it and it's going to be so beautiful and it's going to taste delicious. Okay, let me stop talking and let's get do with this. Okay, let's cut the end of it. We're going to spread it all around. Oh my goodness, this is so cool. I think that's enough. We still have more here. I'm just going to now smooth it with this. Now this is actually a cake smooth thing. It makes a cake smooth basically. We spin it around, putting gentle pressure. I watched loads of tutorials on this. You just spin it around like so and you make the cake smooth. Look at that. Look at that. Now that that's smooth, we are now going to add this part on top. Let's do this. We're gonna now release it. Take it out of the pan. Now we're gonna put it on top, duck onto the top. Now I'm gonna decorate the top and decorate the sides, and then we're gonna do more decorating. Let's do this. So again, I am going to just gentle pressure. I'm going to get all the frosting out of this bag. We don't want to leave any frosting behind. Okay, so we need some on the sides. So let me just put this down. And now we're going to cut a hole in this one because it's really chubby and fat. Really nice. Okay, let's just cut a little slit. There we go. And we're going to get decorating, everyone. Oh my goodness, it's coming out thick. It's coming out good. It's coming out beautifully. Okay, now some here. I think that's enough for the top. We do need some more on the sides. So we are just going to now just smooth it out. Just make the top looking beautiful because it is beautiful. Okay, so we're now just going to carry on. Okay, we do need some on the sides as well. So if it leaks on the side, it's done. Oh my goodness, cookie fans. I finished putting the frosting on. It actually took up all the frosting. It's like, it looks beautiful. And I bet it tastes beautiful as well. Let's add the chocolate chips and then the candles and it's gonna be so amazing. Okay, let's open my chocolate chip packet. You can add any decorations you want on top. I am just adding the chocolate chips for my own touch. There we go. Now we're going to place them beautifully. There we go. There we go, 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 go. Let's add some more because I love chocolate. And chocolate's amazing. When chocolate takes over the world, it's going to be like amazing. Like it's just going to, yeah. Now the final touch is the candles. Let's do this. Placing one there, placing one there, and placing one here. That is Go Shirley, It's Your Birthday Cake by Cookie Fan TV. And this recipe was by Snoop Dogg. Shout out. Snoop Dogg, you did an amazing job. If you're watching this video, bravo to you. You made a really nice recipe and it looks delicious and I bet it tastes delicious and it's just amazing and so simple. So shout out to Snoop Dogg for making this recipe and making a delicious cake. Shout out. And this was it, Cookie fans. I hope you enjoyed Go Charlie, It's Your Birthday Cake chocolate cake recipe by Snoop Dogg. Me making it and showing you how delicious and fun it is. So see you in my next video. Bye. I'm gonna enjoy this really nice cake.